It all began on an unassuming afternoon when my sister, Mia, walked into my room holding a glossy magazine. Her face was lit with excitement, the way it always was when she came up with one of her wild ideas. "Jake," she chirped, dropping the magazine onto my desk. "You've got to try this diet with me." I looked up from my laptop, arching an eyebrow. "A diet? Seriously, Mia? Why would I need a diet?" She planted her hands on her hips and gave me a once-over. "No offense, but you've been slouching around like a potato for months. Don't you think it's time to try something new?" I couldn't argue with her completely. My lifestyle wasn't exactly what you'd call active, and most of my meals came in the form of takeout containers or microwavable boxes. Still, the idea of dieting seemed unnecessary. "It's not just about losing weight," Mia pressed on, sensing my reluctance. "It's about detoxing and reshaping your whole body and mind. Look, this program is super popular, and the results are insane. It's all plant-based, hormone balancing, and it's supposed to make your skin glow, your hair shinier, and your energy levels through the roof." She had a way of pitching ideas that made them sound like life-changing revelations. I sighed. "Fine, I'll give it a shot. But only because you'll probably nag me if I don't." Mia clapped her hands together. "Yay. You're going to love it, I promise." The diet plan arrived the next morning in the form of a box stuffed with pre-packaged meals, powders, and a booklet of strict rules. The instructions were clear: no processed foods, no meat, and absolutely no caffeine. Instead, it was all about herbal teas, smoothies packed with mystery superfoods, and an ungodly amount of vegetables. It felt harmless at first. The food was surprisingly tasty, though it left me hungry between meals. I joked to Mia that the portions were meant for a rabbit, not a human being. She just smirked and told me to trust the process. By the end of the first week, something weird happened. I caught my reflection in the mirror and did a double take. My face looked different. Softer, maybe? My skin, which had always been prone to breakouts, was clear and almost luminous. Even my jawline seemed less sharp, more refined. I chalked it up to drinking more water and eating healthier. The changes didn't stop there. By week 2, I started noticing other oddities. My muscles, which had once been somewhat defined from years of occasional gym visits, seemed to be fading. My shoulders didn't feel as broad as before, and my clothes, especially my shirts, felt a bit looser around the chest. "Is it normal to lose muscle on this diet?" I asked Mia one evening as we sat on the couch sipping herbal tea. She shrugged. "It's probably just water weight or something." "Why? Are you worried?" "No, it's just weird." "Relax," she said, grinning. "It means the diet is working. You're detoxing and reshaping, remember?" Her words didn't entirely reassure me, but I didn't press further. After all, she had roped me into this, and I wasn't about to give her the satisfaction of quitting halfway through. By the end of the month, the changes were undeniable. My body felt lighter, but not in the way I'd expected. My waist seemed narrower, and my hips, oddly enough, felt fuller. My face had softened even more, to the point where people at work began commenting on how refreshed and youthful I looked. One particularly awkward moment came when a coworker mistook me for a woman from behind. "Sorry, miss." "Oh, Jake. I didn't realize it was you," he stammered, looking mortified. I laughed it off, but the incident stuck with me. Was it just my posture? My hair? Or was this diet doing something unusual? Curiosity got the better of me one evening, and I decided to read the fine print in the diet booklet. The words hormone balancing jumped out at me again, followed by a list of ingredients in the meals and powders. Phytoestrogens. The term sounded vaguely familiar, so I Googled it. My heart skipped a beat as I read. Phytoestrogens are plant-based compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. Estrogen? As in the female hormone? I stormed into Mia's room, waving the booklet in her face. "Did you know this diet messes with hormones?" She looked up from her phone, unfazed. "Yes, so? That's what makes it great. It helps balance everything out." "Why are you freaking out?" "Because I think it's making me feminine." Mia burst out laughing. "Oh, come on, Jake. You're imagining things. Besides, what's wrong with looking a little softer? It suits you." I couldn't tell if she was being serious or just trying to mess with me. Either way, her nonchalance only made me more paranoid. Despite my initial panic, I couldn't deny that I felt good. My energy levels were incredible, my mood was stable, and for the first time in years, I actually liked what I saw in the mirror. My features, once angular and harsh, now had a delicate, almost androgynous appeal. But the most surprising change came when I decided to indulge Mia's insistence that we go shopping together. "You need new clothes," she declared, dragging me to the mall. "Everything you own is baggy and boring. Let's find something that shows off your new vibe." I let her take the lead, mostly because I didn't have the energy to argue. She picked out a mix of fitted jeans, tailored shirts, and, much to my embarrassment, a flowy blouse that she swore would look amazing on me. To my shock, it did. The blouse, with its soft fabric and subtle floral pattern, hugged my frame in a way that felt oddly right. Mia's grin widened as she watched me turn in front of the mirror. "You look stunning," she said, and for the first time, I didn't feel the need to protest. The diet became more than just a health experiment. It became a catalyst for self-discovery. Over the next few months, I leaned into the changes, experimenting with styles and even makeup, thanks to Mia's persistent encouragement. What started as curiosity soon became a genuine interest. I began to feel more comfortable presenting myself in a way that blurred traditional gender lines. The confidence I exuded was infectious. People noticed, and their reactions were overwhelmingly positive. Of course, not everyone understood. Some friends teased me, and a few coworkers gave me strange looks. But for the most part, the transformation felt liberating. I was no longer confined to the rigid expectations of masculinity. By the time the year ended, I had fully embraced my new identity. I started going by the name Jess, a playful twist on my given name, Jake. My wardrobe was a mix of masculine and feminine pieces, and my confidence in expressing myself only grew stronger. The diet that Mia introduced me to had been the catalyst for a journey I never expected to take. It wasn't just about the physical changes. It was about discovering who I truly was beneath the surface. Looking back, I realized that Mia's wild idea had changed my life in ways neither of us could have imagined. The diet may have started the transformation, but it was my willingness to embrace the changes that made all the difference. And as I stood in front of the mirror one evening, adjusting the hem of a dress I'd bought on a whim, I smiled. This was me, unapologetically, authentically, and beautifully me. The dress was a bold choice, one I wouldn't have dared try on months ago. It was a soft lavender color, sleeveless, with a flowing skirt that twirled as I moved. The fabric felt light against my skin, almost freeing. As I turned in front of the mirror, examining every angle, I couldn't help but feel a tinge of nervous excitement. "Jess, are you ready?" Mia's voice echoed from the hallway. "Almost," I called back. She had convinced me to attend a small gathering at her friend's house. "It's nothing formal," she had said, "just a few friends hanging out. You'll love them. They're super chill and open-minded." Normally, I would have declined, but something about her words felt like an invitation to step further into this new version of myself. So here I was, standing in front of the mirror, trying to summon the courage to walk out of my room dressed as me. Finally, I took a deep breath and opened the door. Mia's eyes widened the moment she saw me. "Oh my God, Jess. You look stunning. Is it too much?" I asked, tugging nervously at the hem of the dress. "Are you kidding? It's perfect." She stepped closer, adjusting a strand of hair that had fallen across my forehead. "You're going to steal the show tonight." The gathering was held at a cozy apartment decorated with fairy lights and an eclectic mix of art. The moment we walked in, I felt a wave of anxiety. I wasn't sure how people would react to me. Would they see me as a fraud? Would they stare? "Relax," Mia whispered, sensing my hesitation. "Just be yourself." Her words were easier said than done, but as the evening went on, my nerves began to fade. The people were kind and welcoming, and no one seemed to bat an eye at my appearance. If anything, they complimented me on my dress, my confidence, even my choice of nail polish, a soft pastel pink Mia had insisted on. One of Mia's friends, a bubbly girl named Tara, struck up a conversation with me about fashion. "You have such an eye for style," she said, gesturing to my outfit. "Where do you shop?" I laughed, feeling a warmth in my chest. "Honestly, my sister helps me a lot. I'm still figuring out what works for me." "Well, you're killing it," Tara replied, raising her glass in a toast. For the first time in a long while, I felt completely at ease. It wasn't just about the clothes or the compliments. It was the realization that I could exist as myself, without judgment or fear. The confidence I gained from that night spilled over into other areas of my life. At work, I began to experiment with subtle changes to my appearance, cleaner lines in my wardrobe, a touch of lip balm, and even eyeliner on occasion. The reactions were mixed at first. Some co-workers were curious, while others seemed unsure of how to approach me. My manager, a gruff but fair man named Doug, pulled me aside one day. Jake," he stammered. "I just wanted to say, well, you look happy, and that's good. Keep doing whatever makes you feel right." It wasn't exactly eloquent, but it was sincere, and I appreciated it. Outside of work, I found myself gravitating toward new hobbies. I took up yoga, which helped me connect with my body in ways I'd never experienced before. I also joined an online community of people exploring gender identity, where I found support, advice, and friendship. Through it all, Mia remained my biggest cheerleader. She even started calling me her little sister, a term of endearment that warmed my heart. Of course, not everything was smooth sailing. My parents, who lived out of state, were less enthusiastic about my transformation. During a video call, my mom frowned as she noticed my longer hair and softer features. "Jake, are you feeling okay?" "You look different," she said, her tone laced with concern. "I'm fine, Mom," I replied, keeping my voice steady. "I've just been trying some new things, healthier habits, a new style. That's all." She didn't seem convinced, but she didn't press further. My dad, on the other hand, barely acknowledged the changes, choosing instead to talk about sports and work as if nothing had changed. It stung, but I reminded myself that their reactions didn't define me. This was my journey, not theirs. One afternoon, Mia surprised me with tickets to a local drag show. "I think you'll love this," she said, her eyes twinkling with excitement. The show was a riot of color, music, and unapologetic self-expression. The performers owned the stage with a confidence that left me in awe. After the show, Mia nudged me. "You could totally do that." "Do what?" I asked, laughing. "Perform. You've got the look, the presence, you'd be amazing." The idea seemed ludicrous at first, but the more I thought about it, the more it intrigued me. Performing as a way to celebrate my journey? Why not? With Mia's help, I began practicing in secret. She taught me the basics of makeup, helped me pick out outfits, and even choreographed a simple routine. By the time I worked up the courage to audition at a local bar, I felt ready, or as ready as I'd ever be. The night of my debut, I was a bundle of nerves. My heart pounded as I stood backstage, dressed in a shimmering gold dress with heels that felt both empowering and terrifying. When the announcer called my stage name, Just Divine, I stepped into the spotlight. The crowd erupted into applause, and as the music started, I let myself go. Every step, every move felt like an affirmation of who I was. By the time the song ended, the audience was on their feet, cheering and clapping. I felt invincible. Mia was waiting for me backstage, her face glowing with pride. "You are incredible," she said, pulling me into a hug. In that moment, I realized how far I'd come. The shy, unsure Jake who had reluctantly started a diet months ago was gone. In their place stood Jess, a vibrant, confident person ready to embrace the world. The diet that Mia introduced me to had been the catalyst for everything, but it was so much more than just food. It was a gateway to self-discovery, a chance to break free from the expectations that had confined me for so long. As Jess, I found a new sense of purpose and joy. I continued performing, connecting with others who shared similar journeys, and living authentically. Life wasn't always easy, but it was real, and for the first time, I felt truly alive. And to think, it all started with a diet. Thank you so much for watching till now. It means the world to have you here. This community is all about empowering each other and celebrating the incredible journeys of everyone on their path to living authentically. If you're ever feeling lost or alone, remember you have a whole family here for you. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let's keep inspiring each other, sending you all the love and strength in the world. Until next time, live your life by your rules.